On social media, you will see many videos where milk being offered to Shivling is shown as wastage of food. Anti-Hindu forces states that 30% of the Indian population is malnourished. Shouldn't the food be offered to the beggars instead of wasting it on Hindu rituals? Sadly, many ignorant Hindus who know nothing about Hindu rituals agree with such statements. So, in this video, we will go through the various reasons why Hindus offer food to God and how there is no wastage of food as it is falsely claimed by anti Hindu forces. Offering food converts materialistic food into spiritual blessings. In spirituality, all the actions we do in our daily life is first devoted to God. So before eating our food, we first offer it to the God and then eat that offered good. By doing so, we are not only making spiritual progress by eating the offered food, but also converts the materialistic food into spiritual blessing or mercy of the Lord. God does not need any food. He is self sufficient, ever pervading, omnipresent, yet He accepts the offering of the devotees as it is given to Him with love and devotion. Arti or prasadam purifies the mind and soul. Food offered to the god is called prasadam, and the process of offering food is called navyadam. Prasad in Sanskrit means mercy or the divine blessings of the Lord. Before having lunch or dinner, devout Hindus offer their food to the god and then chant slokas with folded hands, closed eyes, with the belief that God is pleased with their devotion and the food is blessed for eating. A true devotee never eats any food before offering it to the god first. When we get the offered food back as prasadam, its value and quality increases, and this purifies our mind and soul. Everything belongs to God. Hindus believe that everything in this world belongs to God and we are just servant of the Lord. By serving food to the God, we offer our devotion and gratitude to our Master for the food that is created by Him and that belongs to Him. This is just a way of saying thanks to the God by expressing that we are not stealing His food and are taking His permission to eat the food that is blessed by Him. This is well exemplified in the devotional song with phrases Tera Tujhko Arpan, meaning I offer you what is yours. Why distribute offerings to everyone? According to scriptures, God entered into the offering and filled the heart of the devotees with love and devotion. This is the reason why prasadam is never eaten alone, but it is offered to all devotees. Just like a deceased person contaminates the food and the disease is transferred to all those who eat contaminated food, similarly, food offered to the god is contaminated by love and devotion, and hence those who eat this offered food is immersed into devotion 24 by 7. Let us understand this with the help of an example. If your kid takes money from your wallet, buys a chocolate, and then distributes this chocolate to all family members with love and devotion, won't you feel happy? Similar is the happiness in the mind of the devotees whose offered food is eaten by all devotees. Same is the happiness of the god whose blessed food is eaten by all devotees. Now, types of food. According to Bhagavad Gita, food is of three types: sattvic, rajasic, and tamasic. Sattvic food is the one that is obtained from spiritual sacrifices. Rajasic and tamasic foods are harmful for health. The food you got on the table comes by killing plants or insects, and all this incurs bad karma. The sole purpose of the offering is to remove Rajasic and Tamasic component from the food, and whatever negative energies that are present in the food are neutralized with the blessing of the god. One who eats the food after offering it to the god would come to no harm of Rajasic and Tamasic components hidden in the food. These negative qualities would be balanced by the positive energies and blessings of the Lord. This is a belief that is not scientifically provable, but it is believed by all devotees. How no wastage of food? As explained above, food is offered to the god and taken back as prasadam, which is then distributed to all devotees. So there is no wastage of food. If there is any temple that does not return offered food back to devotees as prasadam, then it's the fault of temple management, and devotees should refrain from making any kind of offerings to such careless temples. Instead of raising questions on our sacred rituals by showing it in a wrong way, atheist or non-follower should better concentrate on the wastage of food that is being done on a daily basis in canteens of schools and colleges, buffet systems in marriages and functions, corporate parties, etc. Many of such anti-Hindu arguments that infected the mind of modern generations are because of anti-Hindu Bollywood movies. Though some movies can be applauded for its campaign against fake gurus, but most of the dialogues of this movie is very disgusting and non-educational in nature. For example, this movie talks about wastage of milk poured on Shivlinga, but it does not give a formidable solution that the milk should be collected and distributed back to all devotees, including beggars. On the contrary, this movie tells us don't worship the god and donate the milk directly to the beggar. Also, the term Kala Patthar is used to represent Shivlingam. This term is very insulting and hurted the feelings of billions of Lord Shiva devotees. On top of that, it is shown that despite the nonsensical arguments of Kanji, he wins the case and realizes the god too. Sages takes eons of penance and meditation to realize God, and in this movie, this guy is shown to realize God by making fun of the Hindu rituals. When I saw this scene, it was like, oh god, absolute crap. Such stupidity can happen only in movies. Why not offer food or money to the beggars? Most of the beggars doesn't deserve any kind of money except the handicapped one. Most of the beggars deliberately choose begging as their profession as it is a very easy way of earning money. Why should anyone donate his hard earned money to such lazy beggars who don't have the desire to work and earn money? According to a survey, there are more than thousands of millionaires beggars in Mumbai alone, each one of them owning flat in posh areas. When government provides alternate homes to such beggars staying on roads or slums, these beggars sells off the house to some opportunistic buyer and starts begging in some other city or state. Some people just enjoy begging and such kind of beggars doesn't deserve any money or mercy or food. Also, many of these beggars are controlled by mafia gang. Hence, the money or food offered by you to such beggars doesn't go to them but to the gang that controls them. According to Hinduism, a person is accountable for his fates and deeds. So, if someone is a beggar, it is just because of his karma of being lazy and non hardworking. If a child is born in a poor family, it is because of the bad karma of the child in his previous birth and the parents' bad karma. It is the responsibility of the parents to not give birth to any child if they can't afford his well-being and happiness. Government already gives money for such abortion cases. But still this poor family don't abort the child as the gang wants poor malnourished people on the roads for begging and earning money. If you really want to donate food, then donate it to the genuine handicapped ones who are not fit to do any kind of work. Offer them only food, not any money, because the money given by you will be taken away by the gang that forced him into begging. In short, I will conclude that non belief in God is the reason why all nonsense comes to the mind of non believers. Nonsensical people always think rubbish and hence they find faults in the sacred activities of Hindus like offering food to God. It is very easy to find faults in what others do than to understand the deep meaning in the actions they choose. All rituals mentioned in the scriptures have a deep spiritual meaning and were meant for a definite purpose. All I can say is be wise and understand the deep meaning of rituals instead of just believing in what your senses hears, sees, and feels.
That's it in this video. Keep watching for more such videos. Thanks for watching. If you like the video then please like, share and comment, and don't forget to subscribe my channel.